Hello everyone, this is Greyshot 117 here, bringing you another Company of Heroes 2 commentary. This time it's a 3v3 with myself, Redman, and GTA, all on the map L'Eglise. Now, respectively on this map, we are playing as the Allies, while the enemy forces are the Germans. Myself, and I believe GTA, are both Soviets, and of course Redman is the American player. While on the German side, we have, and once again people, pronounceable names. We have Hooligan, who's playing on the Wehrmacht side. We have numbers here. I'm not sure exactly what this is supposed to mean, but hey, whatever. We have numbers, and he's also Wehrmacht, and then we have AT, everything else, as the Oberkommando. Now, again, to highlight how this map is going to go, this is one of the few instances, my apologies, where literally a battle will start. For example, most of the time they'll be over a fuel point, maybe a munitions point. Occasionally, if it's down to the wire, a star. But wait for it, because they will all go and they will all strike at one key position. I have had this happen before. Okay, so the start of the match, of course, myself, I'm on the left. GTA has mid and Redman has right, so we're going our normal parameters, where normally Redman would go for the right, and this one is more easily defendable for the person on this side. So we're gonna help him out. GTA has mid, and then I do kind of a defensive hold here while supporting mid and occasionally helping out GTA and any other place he needs. That way GTA can support Redman. You don't need to take all 3 points. That can overextend your lines. That's why I move up here, try to take some shots. Didn't see all the Grenadiers, and this one is actually not, I can't see him, so he can't do anything initially. But but these unfortunate engineers can't really fight Grenadiers, so they're gonna die, and I'm gonna fall back as soon as I lose a guy. That being said, we have 2 Grenadiers. I see the Volk, and I see the other Grenadier over here. I'm like, guys, they're all over here. And of course, Redman and GTA are like, you gotta be kidding me. And yeah, they sent a Stern Pioneer to try to block this off. They got behind GTA. They sent him all the way up, while GTA was blocking this area up. I kind of find that a little bit funny that each side is trying to block up the other. In the meantime, I bring up MGs to try to hold back their infantry. But as you can see here, we have AT here. We have, of course, Hooligan coming up. And we have numbers to bring in MGs in the back. But you can see right now that they're all moving in for this general location. Now, before the battle kicks off, I do want to show rank. Because, again, kind of shows how they're progressing. You guys pretty much know how my guys are. We're pretty much 1 or 2 stars each. But this guy's 3-star. So, yeah. This is coordinated. This is a team effort. So, we're just like, oh, wow. That's, very interesting. 5%. Wow, does it really need more accuracy? Anyway, unfortunately, that Volk squad, even in the building, is going to be taken out by this MG. Rifleman moving up because Redman captured all this area, and he's like, oh, they're not pushing over here. Well, better go help out. In the meantime, I'm putting MG in here, try to suppress them. I'll move up troops, conscripts to help out, but main fight's here. Because we want to hold this building. If they put an MG in this building, or demo this building, that could be a serious loss. Because then they can get in the building surrounding and take this square. If they take this square, unfortunately, GTA and I have a harder time moving up. Just in case they go for a flank, I'm putting down mines to hold this sector, while I move up conscripts and other forces to hold. However, as you can see, numbers is also moving up multiple Grenadier squads, frontline based infantry, while also getting mortars. We look at the Oberkommando player. He has a mine detector that will also remove these mines so they can push up, and he also has a medical truck. So far, he doesn't have anything from the medical truck, but my guess is he's saving up manpower so he can use as a forward HQ. That way, when they retreat, they go here and then push up. Also very smart, because that can be an allied supportive unit, technically. I do like that they lost that mortar, but you will see many more mortars pop up in the meantime. Multiple Grenadiers. This one runs out of the middle of nowhere. Nicely done, Redman, with that Rifleman. Nicely done. 2 stars as well. I believe he has Rifleman Company. Yeah, he does. Myself, I'm going to go with the Guard Mortar tactics. You'll see a little later why. And counterattacks for GTA, because goddamn we love that mortar. Speaking of mortars, GTA stole their mortar, so that's pretty funny. Because they can no longer salvage it or use it for themselves. But they're using it as a Fort HQ to pretty much heal up all neighboring troops. And then we can push up. Redman is trying very hard to break their lines. However, as you can see, his riflemen are under heavy fire. He does lose that squad, but he does throw a grenade that ignites everything and causes his entire area to catch fire, making them lose quite a bit of troops in the process. So, he lost the squad, but at least he was able to do considerable damage to the enemy. That being said, they are pushing troops to capture mid. However, we do have an MG here holding them back. On the left side, I do have my MG moving up to support the mid. But I was able to capture this back. I moved my MG over here, but as you can see, they blocked his path off so we can't flank, and they have an MG of their own. And I don't have shock troops, so I can't smoke and get close, so that'll be very, very difficult for me to move in. In the meantime, they got in this building, so right now I'm going to start researching. I think I already have it already, like, partly. Yeah, I was researching Molotov cocktails. I'm like, okay, they're in the building, fine, I'll get rid of it. Chuck a few grenades, we'll chuck a few other things. They get out because I guess he didn't want to be have all sorts of grenade stuff thrown at him. But as you can see now, they have multiple mortars and multiple grenadiers all pushing up for this center point. But yeah, this is absolutely ridiculous because usually in this game, you don't see all of them coordinated and fighting over one sector, let alone literally a square, because that's where literally this fighting is occurring. This fighting is occurring in just one spot. It's literally just the center of town, one avenue, and we have all sorts of troops. You can literally see all the troops moving in, and it's just a huge epic firefight. That being said, I put an MG in there. It gets burned out by the flamethrower. We're not able to kill it in time. They move up their troops inside with the flamethrower, which is really effective. However, my mortars currently, mortars moving up, and we have GTA's mortar hurting them. Conscripts, I'm going to fall back very shortly. I did throw a Molotov in there to burn out those pioneers. I did, again, the mine is still there, along with some other stuff. I will be putting mines up very shortly. Moving a rifleman in there, we want to hold this building at all costs. My mortar's coming in, I'm hitting a few key locations, but as you can see, it's just an epic firefight. Nice grenade by Redman, causing him to fall back. I believe that squad is going to die. If he doesn't die, I'll be very disappointed. I am very disappointed. Oh, there he goes. Mortar hit, very nice on that Grenadier squad. They're going to have to fall back. But as you can see here, they're pretty much just retreating their forces. That way they can be healed back here. That guy tried to do that, got hit by heavy snow, and unfortunately died from, I believe, rifleman fire. Or conscript fire from the flank. I'm going to say conscript. GTA is playing it smart, hiding his shock troops. That way when they move in with Volk, it's a surprise, surprise. Heavy troops lying in wait to move in and murder you. Because while suppressed, those guys can't really do all that much. And they're going to retreat. As we can also see, they haven't picked any commanders yet. They're still waiting. So, yeah. If we look at troop numbers, they're doing pretty well. Mortar, mortar, front line. Mortar, mortar, front line. And Volks. So, basic front line. He hasn't really gone anything. Specifically, it looks like he's going to save up for Panzer headquarters to put somewhere. He's moving up his truck. They just got... They still have this area. We're not dumb. They still have a huge grip, and we're barely holding on. Love these shock troops, by the way, coming around the corner, owning these poor Volksgrenadiers and making them run away. Nice job, GTA. That's a good tactic. Hide your shock troops, pop them out when necessary. That way when they move in, surprise, surprise, they can die. They have a huge clump. I would say this is even like a big blob. I throw a Molotov, and if you're wondering why I did that, when they run forward, they're going to run through the fire. That'll at least do some damage. More mortars coming in. We have a couple mortar ourselves, but again, they have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 mortars, while we have 2. In the meantime, though, I do move up an AT gun because I'm worried about their enemy armor. That being said, Redman pushed all the way here, so we have a little bit more resources coming in than they do. As you can see, 26, 26. But 37 on their side to 47. So overall, we still have more munitions, and that's playing a key factor. First off, allowing us to get bars and other upgrades for infantry. Stewart comes in, by the way, and as you can see, they have no AT. That guy did not get AT, except for unfortunate Grenadiers who have that unmatched ability. That being said, the Riflemen are going to move up, and they are going to own. Because Riflemen are awesome. They're the best frontline infantry. And while these guys have a bunch of mortars, that's great, they can do a little bit of fire, they don't necessarily have a good frontline force. That being said, I also move up my AT That way we can launch some more forces to fire upon. Essentially supporting artillery to hit this sector. As you can see, they're going to be coming down this main road. Cause a choke point, and if I can cause a choke point, this will allow the riflemen to retreat and them have a hard time to move up as they are under artillery fire. Boom. Again, our AT for the Soviets, very effective and very awesome at just hurting them from afar. That being said, what are we supposed to do against all this infantry moving up? Hey, this guy with a... I have no idea how he even got back there. They're trying to kill my AT. They're trying, moving up. They do, however, kill the Stuart with enough Panzerfaust. Like I said, this battle is basically concentrated here. I do manage to put up mines here in the time being. I'm also, as you can see here, moving up more conscripts to help with the front lines. As you can see, we're taking lots of damages, and they're trying to use grenades to bust out that MG. So we need to really hold this sector, and I don't want to lose my AT gun. I have my guy making the pretty much the command that allows me to build T-34s and AA gun. That way we can get some tanks, because we've realized, okay, if they don't have AT themselves, they're either rushing for Panzer IVs, or worse, they're going to try to get up a Panther, which is very, very bad for us. And as you can see, they're not really doing that. They do have enough for a Panzer IV and a Stug, so they can get that if need be. But so far, again, they don't have any armor. So as long as they don't have that, we're doing pretty good. They do have Verkettenwerfer up here for supportive fire. That being said, one Verkettenwerfer is easily the weakest AT gun in the game, so we can easily use riflemen or shock troops or riflemen to push up. And look at this, rifleman with flamethrower doing an excellent job of pushing them back. Once again, ton of mortars though. We have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 mortars currently hitting our locations. And don't get me wrong, we have a couple, but it's still, when you have 4 mortars hitting the enemy, it's going to do a lot of damage. However, to counter that, I do have my 400 millimeter, it's 400 manpower, 120 millimeter mortar coming in, and that thing will do a ton of damage to infantry within localized areas. Oh, nice kill. Anyway, essentially it'll do a lot of damage and cause these mortars to run in fear, because not only does it have extended range, which means these guys have to get closer to hurt it, but also it does very, very high amounts of damage, making their forces have to fall back. We are taking casualties, however. We are, losing quite a lot of lives. As you can see, there are plenty of bodies up here burning, and they are not Axis. We do have AT guns currently firing. I don't know how that AT gun's still alive, but whatever. AT gun fires hitting this local area, and at least we push them back with that. We look over the minimap. They still have not put any pressure on this side, which is really surprising. Again, all 3 of them are still focused on this one point. They're not exactly doing very well. Like I said, they're not doing especially well, but that's not the point. The point is trying to break us using their overwhelming forces. But I don't think they expected us to counter by having Redman also support. That being said, we're not stupid. We are putting up fuel caches in the surrounding area, along with munitions caches. That way we can help out in the long run. And that, as you can see, as we're doing that, they're not exactly doing that as much, so we're beating them out slightly now by fuel and by munitions by quite a bit. They are pushing up though, since that Volks is right there, that medical HQ. We need to neutralize that, because in the long game we can't really sustain a constant war with an enemy healing forces faster than we possibly could. I'm going to move back my AT as the Stern Pioneers are moving up. Moving conscripts to fight. I know they can't win, but they can at least hold off until our AT guns fall back. It's better to have a less valuable unit hold off an enemy, while a more valuable unit retreats to get healed. And as you can see, that actually bet paid off, and we were able to push back those Sturms. Unfortunately, I can't find Grenadiers, but I won't have to. We do have an Easy 8 moving up, which is very effective, especially with its gun at killing infantry. And along with myself, I have a T-34 being produced. That being said, they do have a Stuka, and what they're going to do is try and neutralize a lot of our mortars, because again, we're literally in this area, okay? We're also kind of blobbing in respect while having a lot of forces. You can see here the flares. That's how you can tell what enemy has. Flares mean Special Operations Doctrine. Very simple. That being said, he moved up a Panzer IV. We have an Easy 8. Hate to break it, a normal Sherman can go toe-to-toe with a Panzer IV. An Easy 8 can easily crush a Panzer IV. So for those thinking an Easy 8 can be killed by a Panzer IV, It can be. I've killed Easy 8s with a Puma, but it's still very difficult because the tank is like an advanced medium tank. It will still have trouble versus Panthers, but if you have, let's say, 2 Easy 8s versus a Panther, usually the Easy 8s will win. And as you can see there, Pierced, the Panzer IV is falling back. They do have AT. They're not stupid. They are getting their own AT forces, and they're mining up this general vicinity. That being said, I'm not stupid. I've done a similar thing. They have a 3-star engineer squad. I'm actually curious. How many kills does that thing have? 18. Thing is, though, he's close up to Rifleman, and Rifleman still do quite a bit of damage. Multiple squads, though, trying to take the Rifleman out of that building. I did put up mines in many sectors that in this area. That, like here, I put one there. I think I put one up here. The point of the matter is that way you could cover our flanks and give us notice if they send a tank around or they send infantry around. In the meantime, though, they did press up on the right, but they sent a nice little force with a nice Rifleman squad with a bar. It was able to kill it. Again, hands down, Redman is right now one of our best infantry fighting forces, holding back their infantry when it pushes up. They do have a Stug, and they do have a Panzer IV holding the front now, which is very terrifying, to say the least. Luckily, I have multiple conscripts moving in, trying to neutralize them. We have a plane coming in. I believe that's recon. And if you're wondering why that was recon, it's very simple. GTA got out the big mother. That is the Howitzer. They got 6 kills on its first shot, which is very, very nice. He is taking casualties, however. However, at least with the recon, we're able to see what they have. And what they have is a lot. They have quite a lot of forces. I love those Vista shots, people. Love those Vista shots. But anyway, it's pretty much battle over control of this hill. And this, again, they've controlled this sector for quite some time. So it's being very, very difficult for us to push up. Redman's going to try to do a delaying tactic as we're trying to re-heal our forces by putting down white phosphorus. This will allow their troops to pretty much burn to death. Almost burn to death, I should say. With the constant mortar barrages, they'll get so low health that one mortar hit could easily kill any of these forces. And that will put up this barrier, which will force their troops back to heal. And that'll give us time to move up our forces, heal, do a little bit of damage, for example, against these squads, do a little bit of a hit and run. But however, they kind of crushed our hopes by firing a Stuka, which will hit this general hit this general area. We were smart enough to realize that they're firing the Stuka, so we moved our mortars and other things. If you hear a Stuka barrage or you know it's about to fire, move your stuff and make sure it's not clumped together. Usually Stukas will take about 2 minutes to reload. If it's starred, down that to a minute. But still, if you can at least make sure your troops are constantly on the move, you should be fine. That being said, as you can see, they took heavy casualties, so they had to fall back. So they're now going to try to push in other directions. And as you can see, they're going in multiple different areas. He's moving over here. He thinks he can take on these riflemen. And to be fair, he probably could. That being said, these guys do have AT grenades. But again, Redman's not stupid. He doesn't want to risk a fight with a Panzer IV that he knows he can't win. He's going to divert resources along with myself to try to take mid. That being said, we have a KV-1 at mid. That's an awesome plane flying through, I will say. And KV-1 has heavy armor that will at least hold this sector because they don't really have anything that can truly pierce it. Don't get me wrong, they're placing mines everywhere and they're making sure that we can't charge back. But that being said, we don't have to. We know where they're clumping up. We can keep firing RD rounds and keep hurting them long enough for us to just hold them out. Because again, we don't necessarily have to crush them here. We have to crush them everywhere they're not. Again, awesome. I should probably pull up, yeah, so that howitzer got another 6 kills, making it ranked up. And I should probably pull up my howitzers, my mortars, 120 mm or 16, 18 kills respectively. That's not too shabby. Back to the battlefield. Nice hit, nice hit. And as you can see here, we have multiple rifleman squads moving up. Again, they're trying to, that MG's there for a purpose. It wants to hold. However, against riflemen, they have grenades, which does quite a bit. And now neutralize the MG. Again, all you need is 2 squads. MGs are great, but you have to be, if it's not supported, it can be easily taken out. I would prefer to bunker there if they actually wanted to hold this. But riflemen going to push up, actually start decapping their major points, and they're finally smart enough to move over here. Oh, that was a good hit. How many kills did GTA get? I'm sorry about missing that shot, but still, holy God, that was amazing. 7 kills. Probably neutralized a squad. He doesn't have any Stern Pioneers, so I'm guessing it was that. The main reason we're targeting this with the howitzer is to neutralize it and make sure they can't do this as a forward retreat point. They can still make it with bunkers, but at least this is the one we know of. We neutralize that. Helps us out in the long run. That being said, the enemy's not stupid. They went a hooligan went this Luftwaffe supply doctrine. With a recon and a nice airstrike, you can neutralize that point. And also, Stuka fire, if constantly ranked up, could easily cause major damage to our fortification defenses and also bring us down. So before you say, "Oh, the howitzer is easy and OP," one airstrike and this thing is done for. That being said, enemy forces are now pushing back toward the star, which they've lost. However, we have a plan to counter. So, very simple. He's going to move up. Red man puts down smoke. Moves down multiple forces. I'm like, oh, shoot, that's kind of bad. Because they have quite a lot of force over here, including... Wow, is that 2 Panzer? Yeah, they have 2 Panzer IVs and a Stuke. They're trying to kill the CZ-8. And they will do that. So with that, Redman's pretty much counter force on this left side has been neutralized, which is very, very bad. Wow, abandoned and gone. So if you're wondering what I'm doing and why I'm saving up so much fuel, I'm going for T-34-85s. That way I can counter his Panther threat head-to-head. SU-85 could, but it's more long range. T-34-85s can fight a Panther, even a Command Panther, toe-to-toe, head-to-head, most of the time. Huh. I forgot about that ability. Yeah. But they're also bringing up other forces as well. GTA was, however, because of that, was able to neutralize a lot of their forces. And also, I believe that was a howitzer or something. Maybe that was a mortar hit because it's more concentrated. Excellent hit with the howitzer. Neutralizes multiple forces and causing the enemy to retreat back even further. They have multiple forces alive, and I was able to throw some AT grenades with my conscripts, which are now 2 and 3 stars respectively. Again, keep your troops alive and they'll pay off in the end. While, as you can see on their side, they're doing heavy damages to us, but they don't have the same number of units alive as we do. Or vetted, to be fair. They have like 1, while we have a ton more. Redman is focusing more of his troops on the right. I'm going to send over my T-34 in the meantime. Send it over there and move up my T-34-85s to hold back mid. Because if we can keep a tank over here, the random Stug or Panzer IV, even a Panther, can at least be held back long enough for us to move a majority of our forces. We have nothing there. There's nothing protecting it. They can easily take it. We have something there at least holding it. That will give us the delaying time to send over more reinforcements. Redman, however, is again pushing on this sector because, again, if we push here, we're pretty good. He has multiple rear echelon healing troops and healing tanks. Stuka fire, it's 1 star, and that will pretty much allow it to fire faster. Trying to neutralize our mortars and AT guns, and I believe it did it. Yeah, neutralize the AT. However, my 120 is still alive, and that's still causing them major damage. I do love this tank being killed in the back. There is one problem, though. GTA does not like that tank. He really doesn't. Wait, hold on. Oh, there we go. He does not like their tanks whatsoever. So every time they try to repair, they get very, very close to dying. Although we are losing EZ-8, so we're taking heavy casualties. That being said, that Stu got blindsided by 2 T-34-85s, moving in to neutralize it while I was busy trying to fight the EZ-8. Alright, so I'm going to move back. 2 damaged T-34s are not going to help me out whatsoever. Again, I do have a couple more mines in the respected areas. That way, in case they do charge through any direction, we'll at least be able to delay them. I prefer delaying the enemy, giving us time to react, than having a surprise happen. That can be very deadly to your forces. So, not sure why he's building that right now. They don't exactly have that much fuel. This guy's quite a bit... well, this guy's manpower. But he needs some tanks. Anyway, so right now heavy casualties are currently going on this side. GTA fired another shot. I'm going to guess he fired it here. But watch what happens. It misses slightly. Ever so slightly. T-34's 85... T-34. KV-1's doing what they do best. Taking a lot of punishment, but still doing quite a bit themselves. And they're able to neutralize, at least hopefully try to neutralize that point. However, because of all the fire going on, he does lose that unit. And unfortunately, that's 2 KV-1s down the drain. He does have another one coming up to help mid, but again, he's down a couple tanks. 3-star howitzer, by the way, pretty good for himself, you would think, right? So anyway, currently I'm moving my 234-85s to neutralize that point, and it does so magnificently. They are losing heavy. They do have heavy losses, though. Although to be fair, we are taking plenty ourselves. The problem is we are at least in a better position to hold our territory, while they are not, and we're slowly pushing them back. Which is funny, because they're the ones who started this entire engagement at this point. Literally, they're the ones who constantly would attack through this direction, and then we would hold them off. And it's interesting enough, it's easier for us to hold them here, because this is pretty much a huge area. This is like a bottleneck. They can come through this direction or this direction. But if we literally block it, it provides this better protection, especially right here where we can just have mortars to reinforce, hit this general area. Oh, before anyone says the goddamn howitzer's OP, there you go. That's how you kill it. Use one of these. It's instant kill for it. And it does, and it neutralizes it. There you go. Howitzer gone. Point of the matter is, they're still having difficulties themselves. AT is currently hitting this location, but the Panther has front armor that is very good, especially even inside. What they don't have, however, is T-34s. T-34-85s. Mine's currently being healed, but I still have one free one. I'll try to move that over to help very shortly. Overall, though, they do have quite a bit of forces back there being healed, trying to hold on to what's left of their territory. Redman, however, is over here, again, capping their territory. My T-34-85 is still over there. I think they have... Yeah, they had a suppressing run in this general location. Not sure why. Anyway, I was going to move over my stuff, but then I realized, oh, that Panther is taking a lot of heavy casualties. Like, it's so close to dying, it's not even funny. And again, it's just infantry. You don't need a tank to kill a tank, although, to be fair, it helps. By the time we move our tanks up to deal with it, it's already gone, scared to death, and running away. They are calling in additional medical supplies to help with troops, and they're also calling in whatever supplies they can to try to even out the balance from, I don't know, us owning most of the map. I have a Panzer headquarters right here, which is barely helping them. So at this point, they pretty much have this big clump of forces right here. Move up Easy 8, trying to deal with it. T-34-85 still up here. I'm not really... I don't believe I noticed. Yeah, and by the time I noticed, they quit. They surrendered. But essentially, yeah, that's game. The reason why I wanted to bring that game up is just because I've never really had a battle take place in just one area. And I don't know. It's like they kept consistently assaulting us in one spot for a long period of time, and they didn't change. Like, we were able... Okay, so they got mortars. We got counter mortars. They start... Then we started using artillery and stuff like that to hurt them. They tried to get Stukas and stuff to hurt us. But we are still... I think it's because maybe we are on top of the hill, and they just kept running up the hill to try to take it. As far as I know, they took this building, but they never firmly established themselves on top. The MG right here really helped. We had MG here for a short time. That kind of helped. But we were still able to pretty much hold this area, at least in my opinion, better than they could. Which was a weird effect, but it's still, I think it was the deciding factor of why we were able to hold this point. Even with a forward HQ right there, we were just able to counter and maneuver our troops better. No taking out. That's a prestige 3 guy, so he knows what he's doing. So I'm very surprised that we were in a battle right here. And they only had 15 points left, so I'm surprised they surrendered. I'm not saying you should not surrender, but at that point it's just like finish out the game. Like I said, 3 stars. He wasn't even the best unit. Like, there's something off. He was okay. Overall, he did get the most kills. With most likely, again, he did have these Stukas, so that's probably how he got more kills. He did take a lot of casualties, though. And overall, Hooligan was probably the most damaged. But to be fair, I believe, yeah, he had like the, I guess, more tanks and other forces, so that's probably why he was able to do more damage, because he was able to hurt our tanks, the KV-1s respectively, the EZ-8, even though I think that was the Panzer IVs, but I'll double check. Redman, hands down, damage dealt was best, GTA did the worst. However, again, he still did quite a bit of damage with his howitzer, which I cannot complain. Literally, if you one-shot a Panzer IV, I don't care. You're playing your part. He was able to capture the most, and unfortunately, as Soviets, I took the most damage. However, with a KD like that, we did pretty well. Soviets, if you go negative, that's routine. Being actually almost equal to net positive is very unlike the Soviets, even the Americans in a lot of parts. But in any case, yeah, we did the most damage overall. My best unit was the AT gun. Wonder why. Artillery. Wow, my mortar killed 3 vehicles. Who knew? 40 kills overall. Not too shabby. I'm actually curious to see what Redman's best unit was. EZ-8, of course, he did lose 2. So there's that. Rifleman was pretty good as well. And GTA, we have shock troops, which never died but did tons of damage, and a howitzer that killed, 2 vehicles and 39 kills respectively. Pretty nice GTA. So that's game. I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want to send in a replay, you can do so via the Facebook. Otherwise, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.